Jotsky looking for that damage, finds him on the Diablo. Diablo forced it back out as their health drops low. The Immortal now is on 25%.
Back down Yo on the Greymane, gonna be the first to fall. But is it ETC? No, that's Malthael up there. A triple.
The Leyline used in the back, catching 3 people on top. That followed up by the APOC and the Lurking on. Catching 2, but this time on is gonna be the first one.
Wow, did you see that mosh pit? 4-man mosh pit while on a conveyor belt. That was like a regular sushi.
There's the lead. Catches him in the mud pit. Time trap does pop. Mosh pit goes out. Luga's still in trouble. Pops to stay a while and listen, but it's not going to matter.
Here comes the Boros on the backside, but he's doing it with thunder. And then stunned. Oh my goodness. The combo.
Getting shrunk down. ETC getting killed. He becomes dog food for the Greymane.
I didn't think they had a chance. I thought it was all over. We said all or nothing, and they got absolutely everything.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. It is it's your boy Arrow, and my good friend, your good friend, it's Lulu.
Hey, it is me.
Hey. So Lulu, we've got a C-West matchup tonight. It is between ReGen Divine and Roll1Esports. A couple of teams that we're familiar with, long-standing teams in the community.
Yeah, I really am a big fan of both of these teams, so I'm really excited for this matchup. And also, one of the R1E guys just made a great pun about being ready for some divine intervention. So, you know, brownie points to them.
There you go. So we do have map bans and all that good stuff. Unfortunately, I haven't actually put them in just yet, so I'm gonna talk about a couple of things before we get to that. They are already ready to go in the draft, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the standings currently, and then we'll show the map bans real quick, and then we'll go from there. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. So quick look at the standings there. We've got ReGen Divine and Roll1Esports, and just a quick overview of the maps that were banned out. ReGen Divine here, the team on the left, the blue team, they banned Braxis and Tomb of the Spider Queen. So they don't like those smaller maps. Meanwhile, Roll1Esports, they banned out the Infernal Shrines and Battlefield of Eternity. They don't like the Diablo maps. What do you think of that?
I personally think Infernal Shrines is absurdly overplayed, so I support anyone who just says no.
Fair enough, fair enough. So just a quick look at those maps there just to show them, now that I've got them all set up and ready to go.
Can I predict what map we're going to, or have you already showed it?
I did just show it, unfortunately.
Ah, dang it.
Yeah. We are going to Towers of Doom. My favorite map. I don't know, is it your favorite map?
It's an okay map.
It's easily in the top 10, right?
For sure. It's a really exciting map just because of like the comeback mechanics in it. It's kind of the only one where like if you have any health left, you're still in the game.
Absolute Yodely.
Yeah?
That might have been a little bit of a stretch.
It was. The best part was the like 3-second pause beforehand.
All right, so taking a quick peek at these bans, we've got the Sonya Stukov, Hanzo Chromie. So Sonya's just so strong in the meta right now that it's not a big surprise. Same thing with the Chromie. Hanzo, clearly a targeted ban. He's not exactly the most played hero in NGS, I think. And then Stukov could be targeted, but also could be just a counter to some of what ReGen Divine is looking to do. and they're going to pick out the Falstad to begin the draft here.
Get that global going for you.
Yeah, and Falstad does do a lot of damage. He's got mobility. He doesn't have a lot of health, so if you can ever catch him, you pretty much just get some free fried chicken. But
hopefully they're better than me on Falstad in an ARAM, because he dies in about half a second.
that's true. Important note, of course, that Falstad's what's that called? Dirty? No, something with a D. Anyways, his lightning rod talent at level 1 is currently off the shelf due to it being bugged.
Super bugged.
Super bugged.
Oh, we got a second global coming out for ReGen Divine in the Brightwing.
And you know, in a way, Hogger in some ways could almost be a global if you manage to use a little simple geometry to go hog wild and bounce your way through.
Arrow.
You're right. That's levels of geometry that we're just not going to see in this game then. But you know what? We may see a ban on.
It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May. Tychus gonna be the final ban here. You know, and that's fair. I mean, Tychus is also a pretty strong hero. When you've got the Hogger, I mean, Tychus just says, okay, you want to bounce around? Fine, I'll just sit here within the rhythm and just melt away your life.
Yeah, for sure. Arrow, I'm not used to you coming in so hard with the puns. I love it.
Well, you know what? I thought that maybe I'd rock your W with them.
It's one of the best names in NGS, by the way. R1E, rock your W.
Gonna get Anubrak and Greymane here. Anubrak has some pretty strong stun potential there with his Bro Charge in. You got his Impale. But the Greymane Li Ming thing is a combo that's been... I mean, that's OG Greymane Li Ming is like the combo that you had when Li Ming first came out. And not only that, but on Towers of Doom frequently.
Alright, we got some blind action for that Greymane. Got a Cassia, got a Johanna.
So we've got the full draft here. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how much Falstad brings to the table with this. Oh, no. Why are you showing his mute? Oh, you're muting yourself. Okay. I was like...
Pull my nose, Arrow, okay? Don't call me out.
Well, I looked up and I was like, wait, have I had her muted the whole time? And I was like, no, I've heard her. What? Surely they've heard her.
So, Zool to round out the draft. Solid double soaker. You love to see it on Towers of Doom. I've heard there's certain ReGen teams that are a fan of that. Not gonna
one or
name
two.
Names.
One or two. I'm not going to say it's been banned out repeatedly against any particular ReGen teams, but it might have happened. So I really like that. I mean, that gives now the Roll1 team the opportunity to basically just say, ignore the rest of the map. Take bot lane, let Zool deal with the rest of it, and that's it. You know? You've got Greymane, you've got Li Ming. The damage potential is huge. The ability to siege is so high with Anubrak Beetles on top of it that the push is real. And Hogger is, I mean, he's just not equipped to be able to double soak as quickly as Zool.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, let's get into the team introductions. Which side would you like, Lulu?
I'll take ReGen Divine.
I thought you might.
So, we got Bunkai on the Johanna, Absolute Yoda on the Brightwing, Silent Shoe playing the Falstad, Wafflecopter on Cassia, and Arch Valley on the Hogger.
All right. And for Roll1Esports, we've got Waniba playing the Deckard. We got Greymane being played by Big Beard. Rock Your W gonna be on that Anubrak. Zad on the Zool. And Ho on Li Ming.
Ooh, Ooh, Zed on Zool, I like that. It's got some Lulu on Lily vibes.
It's pretty close to alliteration, so it works. As Root's going to come out on Johanna. She doesn't care about either of those Roots, though, so she just leaves. Brightwing does use the Hypershift to get up there onto the Hogger and keep him healthy. So that's a, you know, that cooldown is roughly 50-60 seconds, but that's reduced by 2 seconds for every minion that they kill nearby. So that's going to be a really valuable talent for Absolute Yoda. And it's not a big deal to use it at the beginning of the game. Zad, however...
Oh!
is gone. And you know what? I mean, that's how you deal with a Zool, not to give away any trade secrets. But if you just rotate and kill him, he can't very well double soak.
Can't double soak when you're dead. Logic checks out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, trade secrets. We are going to see Roll1 pick up their siege camp, and they're able to do that pretty quickly. And maybe they're gonna come in, or maybe it's just a face check. That's all we're looking at, is just making sure that they're there. Because I mean, it was just Deckard and an Uberag. Like, what are they gonna do?
That was a massive face check. Beetle did not care, and he's still at full health, so you know.
Yeah. Well, Li Ming with a big orb there. Deckard not quite able to get that root, but all three of the Pumpkin Sappers, I think, got through.
Yes.
Zool, maybe I was gonna say maybe in danger, but he is pretty far back here, and it's very difficult to play a Zool and double soak if you're having to play that far back because of the other team, because you want to be able to push your lane forward, and if you're always playing on the defensive, then you may as well have picked a different hero, because you're not getting the value out of your trait for the extra skeletons. I'm not saying Zad's doing anything wrong. I'm saying that ReGen Divine is doing a good job by forcing that of the Zool. So Sapper's going to come up here for ReGen Divine in a moment.
Right. Roll1 was able to zone them off that camp for like almost 2 minutes, so they're really late getting their first Sappers. And Bankai is maybe in danger?
Yeah,
Johanna's
especially
probably fine.
Not for long, though. Wafflecopter's going to go in and try to deal with the Anubarak, but Johanna is going to fall. The camp still hasn't been taken. Brightwing going onto it here, but it is going to end up going over to Roll1. Falstad is able to get the kill onto Greymane, however, so it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade, possibly a 2-for-1 if this Lightning Rod finishes, and it does. Zool's going to race up and try to grab that. Make it a triple!
Falstad keeps getting these kills, like, right off of my screen.
Well, Falstad went in, has no mana, so had the barrel roll interrupted as well there by the root. So did stall, but I don't know. I mean, Falstad's in so much danger there.
Longer with no mana, though.
Exactly. But what Falstad did do there is allow Cassia to safely gather their own. So Divine picks up 2. 1 for Roll1Esports. Hogger ain't a little bit of danger,
also a level ahead to 7s.
Yeah, that full level, and that's pretty helpful. That also helps them to get that extra altar right there. Having those available, getting Brightwing up there, having the hyper shift. She was in that bottom lane, bringing down the cooldown on that ability. And because Roll1 was able to pick up their Sapper camp pretty early, it's back. So they're going to start working on that here. Rotation coming in from the rest of Divine. They do get a Nubrak very low.
Yeah, and they're still up 7s here on Roll1.
Yeah, this is a tough place to be with Li Ming orbs coming in.
The orbs, they're so big.
Big Beard is so very low, but Cassia just not able to complete it. A Nubrak going in with all of 50 health is going to fall.
Happening?
But it's 3-1 on the other side. 4-2? 4-2.
Those last two went out together at the exact same time. You love to see it.
Yeah, you know, and ReGen Divine, I mean, they needed to acknowledge, like, Falstad took an orb and lost half of his health. One shot. Before they even really moved on to the camp, he was already out of the fight. So at that moment, you just gotta leave. You just gotta accept the fact that Li Ming does a truckload of damage to your very squishy heroes.
Yeah, and on a point like that too, she just keeps throwing orbs, which let her throw more orbs. And then if she gets a kill, she really throws more orbs.
Yep, and the blind there from Bankai, not quite within reach of getting 1 so the next altar there going over to Roll1, as they are trying to catch up, still about a level behind, just a little bit less than a full level on the route to 10. Falstad gonna be able to make it out, looking to get that presumably Mighty Gust, right? Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
But knowing that Falstad had to go up once again, here comes Roll1 on the camp invade.
They are down 10s here though.
Yeah, and this is where it could be really bad. There's the Mighty Gust. The Nubrak's gonna burrow out, but Greymane is right up in there. Zool, however, cleaving his way to victory. End up getting 2 kills out of what looked very kind of bad for them.
Yeah, the Li Ming resets on point again.
Yeah. I mean, there needs to be pressure on Li Ming, but it's really difficult to do that. Who's going to do it? It's not going to be Cassia. There's no way she's going to be walking up to Li Ming. Falstad puts himself in grave danger trying to get to the Li Ming, unless you take like the extended range on your lightning rod kind of thing. So it's really up to Hogger to get there, but that means now you're bringing in the Zool, and Zool, as we saw, with that cleave, does a lot of damage. Also went into the Jailers and Spectral Scythe at 4 there, so has a reduced cooldown and brings extra minions that eventually explode. So it's a lot of damage.
Oh, we got Lornado on Deckard. I did not realize that.
Oh, are we going to get the dream? More Nados?
we can only hope.
They really missed the mark on that one. They should have made a Sharknado somehow. Silent Shoe, holy cow, taking a bunch of damage there. Arch Valley soaking the orb to make sure that Falstad didn't get a ticket there. But just an even trade on the altars. Roll1 once again heading back to the camps. They have maintained camp pressure in the bot lane throughout this whole game. But Arch Valley dives in looking for that Greymane, starts bouncing all over the place. Greymane's in danger, is going to get taken out with the Hog Wild. Deckard, however, secures that level 1 Scroll of Identify. So minus armor to anybody stuck in those roots.
The orbs do so much damage!
Yoda getting caught there by that root, and then the Li Ming orbs. Yeah, Brightwing's just taken out because of that.
Yeah, like 2 orbs was Brightwing's whole health bar.
Yeah, and Bankai now in danger, is gonna juke the Li Ming orbs, but has a beetle in the way.
Oh, the Unstoppable coming in clutch. Maybe.
Maybe?
Maybe?
Maybe
no,
not.
quite. It worked really well until it didn't.
It was close.
Beetle.
Yeah, Li Ming going into the Illusionist, so recognizing the fact that, while she's fairly well protected, Hogger could quite easily, with that Loot Horde especially, or Hortipult, get into the backline and suddenly give her a bad day. And at level 20 with no control, it could be considerably worse. So the point of all that is to say she didn't take Glass Cannon, which would have made her a squishier target.
Right.
But these orbs have been pretty clutch. I mean, this Greymane Li Ming combo has been putting in work.
For sure.
Now Zool's going up. Falstad is up in the top working on that camp. May actually be rotating down to, yep, here comes the fly. So probably looking for some kind of maybe gust here. Does get a Nubarak. I'm assuming, yeah, I was going to say Nubarak gets out, right? Maybe not? Maybe.
Oh, Cursed Bullet. That's a lot of health.
And
less health than some other heroes, but
that cocoon was clutch. I mean, without that cocoon, a Nubarak's dead. Didn't have a whole lot of health to make it out of there. We are seeing here Zool starting to pick up the pace, though. Becomes a little bit easier at 13. Being chased by a lot of the team has that, again, that spectral scythe, though.
He's still alive! Oh! Okay. And also, Johanna died. I was watching the chase on Zool.
It was a good chase to watch. I was watching it as well. So it's 24-28, but this second half of the game, after getting to level 10, has largely felt like it's been in Roll1's favor. And especially, like, every camp, every single one in the bottom half of this map, actually, I guess that's all of them, because I don't think we've seen any top lane, has gone over to Roll1. So, you know, that's a very big problem for Divine as they're getting pressure into that bottom port. And as we see this first triple altar phase coming up, I mean, we could see a lot of points going the other way.
Definitely.
And here, like, Roll1 is kind of in a good place here. These pumpkin sappers have to be defended. As long as Zool makes it out, which it looks like he's good for, I mean, they get this altar. Because the best case scenario is Brightwing shifts in, and that's now a 4v5, so that's just not happening. They are stalling it out a bit, though. Johanna's making her way up. Zool coming in with the Poison Nova. And Cassia, though, gets the blind. But not quite.
So we do have the 5v5 now. Everybody's here.
Oh, blessed
Yay.
shield. Looking at Greybane. Emerald coming in from Deckard Cain there, also getting a big healing
gleaming
reduction.
orbs, by the way.
And those are the extended range orbs, aren't they? It looks like it. Oh, no, they weren't, but she literally just picked it, so now it is.
That was really well done by ReGen Divine to be able to stall while Joe and Brightwing were in the bot lane and give them time to get top. He can get the altar for themselves.
Yoda may be in danger. Has 60 health, is able to get away thanks to the Mighty Gust from Silent Shoe there, and then using that Blink Heal to get away. Like, Blink Heal is great as a heal, but it's really just a good utility to get out of danger.
Oh, for sure.
Falstad
on the camp again.
Yeah, Falstad looking for that Zool. Can't quite get there. Just a few seconds late to be able to get there, and maybe take that Zool out. Here comes that camp, as you just mentioned, and they're going to go into this bottom fort. And I don't know that there's much that Divine can do to stop it with the arcane orbs coming in.
Yeah, the kind of crazy thing is, like, all this pressure for R1E in the bot lane came off of them getting their camp first at the start of the game, which let them invade ReGen Divine's camp, and it's just, like, kind of been a snowball the entire game.
A very slow-moving snowball, but yes, a little bit at a time.
Constant pressure.
Checking in on that XP, Hogger's actually not that far behind Zool, which is a little surprising. Just because of the fact that it feels like Hogger's been with the team a lot more, with Divine a lot more. But maybe some kill XP. But double altars up. Zool's gonna get the bottom one first here, so that's 5 points going over. As Divine is looking to get the upper one. So not an even trade by any means, but definitely value in favor of Roll1 there.
Yeah, but good for ReGen Divine to get the 3 shots and not take 5 more damage.
Not take 5 more damage and also not lose anybody, right? I mean, that had potential there.
Right.
So getting close to 20, and you know, Divine's ahead still by about 3/4 of a level. So we'll see how that works out. The Sapper camp's coming in once again. So, I mean, that's 3 more points if they can get those through. I don't think they can, but with Falstad, I was going to say, there we go. Falstad's here now, so they should be able to clear that.
Oh,
Nubrak double
Gust
charge.
time.
Gust didn't get him over the line, but it was
love
close
to see it.
enough.
I think it got the noob, did it not?
He was right in the corner. I'm not saying for sure he didn't. I don't think that he was, but he was,
Either way,
stuck in that corner.
that's the Gust play you love to see. Gust, haymaker, snowball, anything to throw people behind the line feels good.
All right, and ReGen Divine picks up their bottom keep, so it's even 4-4. Altar's coming up. This is definitely in favor of ReGen Divine. They've got level 20s now as well. I would like to see them on this right half of the map. Like, as a team, they should all be over here. Leave Brightwing off to the left. They're going to leave Falstad. But they do have to be careful of the Li Ming. That's the only real challenge here, because those Arcane Orbs are going to be consistent. And every time one hits, she gets a cooldown reduction on it.
Yeah, they really need... I was going to say more than one person channeling, but that's a big orb. It hits everybody.
It does, but
Oh
sending
my gosh,
2 people
they're
to kill her?
diving after her. Oh my goodness. That's not their tower.
Yeah, Falstad's in a little danger here. The wind tunnel might be enough to save Cassia. She should be able to walk around that.
Run away, run away, run away.
And here they come. So absolutely hog wild there from Arch Valley. Gonna secure a second kill. Knockback coming in. Gonna stun the Zool, but Anubarak, the one that's gonna go down. So 3 kills there from ReGen Divine. That's gonna net them 8 total points out of that. Maybe 12 if they look to go for that boss. But instead, they may be looking to put pressure into this bot lane. They have had 0 camps in the entire game. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're sending Cassie to get 1, and everybody else to get the offensive one.
Yep. They're finally they're gonna be able to do something bot lane.
17 minutes, 45 seconds. ReGen Divine picks up their first camp of the game.
Feels good. They got there. I mean, but they got value of being the first team to get to 20.
You know, Falstad could just like deal with this Zool. He could push him back and then just mighty gust him back and be able to take this top keep as well.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They could get 2 keeps out of this, and that would be massive for them. The third one is almost out as well. I mean, this could be a full
Hogger's
cap.
in danger.
Great Hortipult there. Brightwing's going to get put into the cocoon. Falstad did not use my strategy, but that's okay. If they get kills, it's not going to matter. All of the damage now done is gone for Roll1Esports here. Top lane has all of, what, 1,000 health?
That's sad.
I mean, no, we're about to get this triple right here.
Yeah.
That's game. It's a slow end, but it's game. It's gonna go over to ReGen Divine here in about 30 seconds. May lose some heroes on the way, but that's okay. Or not.
Yeah, they've got R1E stuck here. There's
you know, and
very
you mentioned,
stuck with the wind tunnel. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier about the gust like over the death zone. Like, that's a great feeling on Towers of Doom. The better feeling is a wind tunnel right into, you know, some wall, right, where they can't get out, and you just get 4 seconds of sit there, do nothing.
Yeah, you can do that on any map, though. Wind tunnel is one of the worst feeling things to go against.
Yes, but that doesn't make it any less feel good for the Falstad.
That's true. That's true. That's his reward for being alive at level 20.
Yeah, no doubt. You didn't get destroyed by a single arcane orb from Li Ming. Because I mean, at that level, Li Ming can combo Falstad, I'm pretty sure, with an arcane orb and missiles. 100 to 0. So certainly can with like the Seeker build.
Yeah. So ReGen Divine, comes out with the win after what was a pretty rough 2/3 of the game.
Yeah, it definitely looked like, the very beginning of the game looked like they were mostly okay. And then they kind of scaled back, and they had camps going against them everywhere. Not everywhere, but all in the bot lane. And then, yeah, they started to pick up some kills in that 16-plus range, getting some picks. And it turns out that when you get people dead, you can pick up structures and win the game. Who knew?
Just kill them, forehead. From the people who brought you the strat, can't soak while dead.
Listen, that is a pro strat, okay? Find me any pro who tells you otherwise. You won't. You won't.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. We got some friends in chat. We're in between games. We can talk about friends now.
Hey.
A few people you're familiar with. You got Ektar, Jazon, Juggerrob, JakeBot is here as well. Soloist. And my good friend 52 Maple Syrup. Love that name.
How Canadian are they?
I don't think he's Canadian. If I remember correctly, he's in like New York, right? We'll know in 30 seconds if he responds, but
so it's a lie.
I mean, maple syrup isn't unique to Canada.
But it's like a Canadian thing. Like hockey. Or mooses.
Are you sure that... Never mind, I'm not even going to say that. JakeBot, whoa, Arrow looking sexy in that pink polo. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to say about that.
Ektar doing important work in his match, having our cast up. That's some dedication.
Does Lulu ever change out of that sweater? It's not a sweater, is it? Is it a regular t-shirt, or is it like a long sleeve t-shirt? Or blink. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You never blink.
Yeah, I gotta assert dominance, never blink. The actual Nexus Cats jersey that I have, it's short sleeved, but
gotcha.
This artist rendition, it's long sleeve. Oh, Arrow, can I predict where we're going?
Sure. Where are we going, Lulu? Where do you think?
Oh, I'm feeling in my heart of hearts that it might be Dragonshire.
Wow. It's like you're a prophet or something.
Drum roll. Now do the reveal. Oh man, it's Dragonshire. I am so smart.
You're so good at this game. I'm very impressed. But do you know who selected it?
I'm gonna guess that ReGen Divine selected it.
You would be correct. Chat knew about 30 seconds ago, but
Which my brain was really trying to do the math about what first draft team 2 meant. So I was like, wait, so who had the choice of deciding what they wanted, and what does that mean they did? It's late. It's been a long week.
I was actually tired like an hour before the cast, and I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Oh no, I've made a mistake.
What was I thinking? 11 o'clock at night? This is crazy talk.
It's only 10:35, you silly goose. Central Coast, best coast.
For anybody that is not in the US, she's crazy. Oh man. Okay, hold on. How do I gift? I gotta gift a sub to my own channel. Hold on. How do I do that? Anyways, we're in a draft. We can talk about the draft.
You're gonna pay $5 to give yourself $2.50.
Yes.
So on Dragonshire, Hanzo ban coming out from Roll1Esports again, and then this time ReGen Divine opting to ban the fall stat out.
Yeah,
I'm sad
and-
there's gonna be no Jays on Deckard tonight.
Okay. There could be a Yoda Deckard.
That's true.
Thanks, 52. See, we just convinced he thought I was gonna do the sub for him, but I was too bad at figuring out how to do these things. So he just went ahead and subbed anyway. So there you go. I had to make sure Arrow couldn't gift me in his own channel. That is funny. That is funny. I've gifted a few subs, not directly to 52, but indirectly related to 52.
Oh, we got a first pick Rexar this game.
Rexar is a high value hero on Dragonshire, but he doesn't get picked all that often. So I'm really excited to see this. You know, he has the combination of his faithful pet Misha, and Misha can help him to hold a point while he holds the lane, gets all that XP, and makes it very difficult for the solo lane. But first picking it means that it, first of all, it of course takes it away from Divine, but more importantly, it kind of means that Divine can play around it now. Because they could pick a hero that does well into the Rexar. Off the top of my head, I'm thinking Sonya does pretty decently. Artanis can do pretty decently. Correct, Sonya has banned, yeah. And Kira can do pretty decently into Rexar as well. So I'm sure there are other options. Heck, Hogger, I have no idea, might do pretty decently.
Yeah, and they banned out the Hogger, so respect. They didn't want to deal with that versus the Rexar this game. Or in the 4-man, if they were going to do that.
All right, Maiev. I actually really like that Maiev ban. With as much of a brawl as this can turn out to be, having the Maiev banned out, especially since Divine is next up here, you've got Misha who can chain off. You can chain off of. You've got a pretty significant front line there. I think that's a good ban.
For sure. Oh, there's the Tychus that got banned last game, and a Malthael.
So Malthael versus Rexar, which is what I assume is going to be the case here. He can win it, but it's definitely difficult. Or I don't want to say it's definitely difficult. If Rexar is good about using Misha and Misha charge and all that stuff, then he can definitely make it difficult. But Malthael's gonna have better double soak, and I think that's where Divine at this point gets more value, is if they can do kind of what Roll1Esports was trying to do last game, keep their 4-man in the bot lane, and then Malthael can double soak. Then as long as they've got good pressure, which this hero should be the one giving them the pressure, maybe like a Sylvanas, or I mean even Li Ming. Deathwing, probably not what I was thinking, but not a bad pick into the heavy frontline that we've seen, and I consider Cassia kind of halfway in that frontline.
Yeah, Deathwing is going to be a whole lot of I don't care about anything you have. If he's assuming he's in the 4-man, Murdenstun, don't care. Malfurion Root, don't care.
Yeah, I mean the thing there is that they've got, again, a couple of globals which can allow them to kind of deal with the Rexar. So we'll see how that goes. It also means, again, that Malthael can double soak, and if ever they have that opportunity to get a pick onto the Rexar, there you go. Hey, Turbo!
Turbo-tastic.
Get everybody? I think I got everybody. All right. Game on. Get our teams introduced.
So game 2 for ReGen Divine. We've got Bankai on the ETC, Absolute Yoda on Brightwing again, Silent Shoe on Deathwing, Wafflecopter on the Tychus, and Arch Valley playing Malthael.
All right, and on the right, we've got Roll1Esports, the red team. We've got Juaniba playing the Malfurion. Poe going to be on Cassia. Zad going to be on the Phoenix this time. We got Big Beard on the Rexar. And Rock Your W going to be playing that Murden. So, they don't quite have the siege pressure that I was thinking that they would have, but Deathwing does... like you said, he can ignore their CCs, he can provide zone pressure, or zone, like, defense, and just zone everything. Does do a lot of hero damage overall, but also people kind of have to stand there and do it. So Phoenix is actually going to go up against the Malthael in the top lane. So this is just all kinds of weird.
What is happening? I keep thinking I know what's gonna happen, and then people do weird things.
Yeah, I mean, the rotation up there from Tychus made a lot of sense. ETC's going to slide the Murden. I don't think that was... It kind of looked like maybe Murden had jumped, but... not sure. Oh, hey, is that a ban skin? I think that's the ban skin, isn't it?
Yeah, but we
yeah, it
don't
is.
talk about that.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? I'm sure you would enjoy it, Turbo Swim. It took me a little bit of time to get used to playing it, but it's fun. Rotation coming in, ETC looking for that Murden, but instead getting a Stormbolt to the face. Now this matchup between Malthael and Phoenix is one I'm pretty sure Phoenix can win, but not if he has no shield. I think he's just gonna be stuck warping out at this point.
He stood there a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, big rotation up from R1E right now. Malthael is probably in trouble. But then Misha and Rexar die in the bot lane, and Malthael's actually fine. What is happening in this game?
That one I kind of expected. Well, they're gonna catch ETC on the way here, Bankai, all by himself.
Bankai, absolute mad lat, gets out.
Channel gonna go over to the blue team here as ReGen Divine. You know, they've got the Malthael top, the Deathwing in the bot lane, and it is kind of a weird... we've got kind of this 1-3-1, or 1-3-1.5 if you want to count Misha, setup here where they're kind of playing around the mid lane instead of around any of the shrines.
Right.
And it's, I mean, Rexar versus Deathwing seems to be quite in favor of the Deathwing.
Yeah, Deathwing did have a camp with him helping do some work on that front gate, but Misha is just getting roasty toasty in the Deathwing fire.
Arch Valley there with all of
that
30
was so
health.
Close.
Yeah. But Zod has no shield.
Though.
Yeah, Phoenix is toast. There's no way he makes it out of this. But there's nobody in the mid lane to be able to capitalize on the Dragon Knight. Rexar. Oh.
Tychus dead. 3v1. Not good odds.
So I was looking down here at Rexar versus Deathwing when that took place. It turns out that one person was trying to be in the mid lane, but my guess is they did not have the either they didn't have the vision or they weren't paying attention to what was going on, because those three were all there.
Cow versus bear. Both are fine.
All right, we're gonna get the first bruiser camp coming out in the top lane. Should try to help the Phoenix, you know, maybe get a little bit of pressure into this lane. It is gonna go over again. The channel's going over to ReGen Divine. Misha very low, but they do have men pets, so.
Oh, absolute Yoda! Trait gets Brightwing out alive there. Oh, no,
Yeah, and
sorry.
ETC is able to take out the Rexar down below as well. Is that an animal husbandry, or is that? Sure isn't. It's hunter gatherer. But with Rexar dead, I mean, this is advantage over to ReGen Divine. Deathwing, I was gonna say Brightwing. Deathwing is in the bottom lane, soaking, trying to get them to level 10 here. But a full rotation from Roll1. This could be a quick kill if they can get a root on somebody here.
That was so aggressive, that rotation from ReGen Divine. Also, side note, I'm really sad that Malthael doesn't have On a Pale Horse talent, because he literally has a pale horse.
Yeah, sure does. You know what we didn't check? Hold up. All right, so we got the Silver Dragon version of Deathwing. What kind of... Oh, the Emerald Brightwing.
Oh, they
Unfortunate.
don't see energy.
Yeah.
That's sad. There's no never speak to me or my son ever again.
Okay. All right,
Oh,
so
you don't know that meme?
I don't, but ETC's gonna catch Cassie here with the stun, has the mosh pit. Not really anything quite nearby, but gets put to sleep by the root. Malthael's still going in, but doesn't have any mana now, so I think that Murden's able to get away after using that avatar. Does get the Stormbolt. Deathwing is going to land on the Misha here. Has the cooldown reduction, so as soon as Deathwing lands, he's able to use those abilities again. As long as he lands on people. Welcome, Jason and company. And goodbye, Rexar.
Why is Jason raiding us? It's his team. What has he been doing?
Probably casting HotS would be my guess. JakeBot, if you take animal husbandry, does that mean that Rexar marries Misha? I don't quite think that's what that means. Not feeling that one.
I found that way funnier than I should have, but I love it.
So both teams up in the top have... Oh, I thought there was more damage on the right side. So really just Divine down on their wall. So Roll1 getting a little bit more value with that camp earlier. And just the push.
Yeah, they were able to get a ton of push up there with that camp.
Jason says he was casting a game, so there you go.
There you go.
I mean, that's a certain level of dedication where you're just like, you know what, team, screw you guys, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go cast a game.
For real.
Oh, the
But
red team
whoever
begins
you
the red channel.
Whoever you casted really appreciated Jason.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. ETC.
Uh-oh, Bankai.
Gonna get put to sleep. Able to make it out though with that power slide.
I'm telling you, absolute mad lad. He goes so hard all the time that he knows how to get out of anything. Almost. Has he actually died this game? He's not died this game.
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. So all right. Pretty heavy commitment in the bot lane from Roll1. Trying to keep them off of the bottom shrine here, as the top shrine's already flipped over to blue, of course. Phoenix is able to hop over that wall or just run up there and get it. So he'll be able to flip that before anybody is in position to pick it up. We haven't had a Dragon Knight yet. Oh, big mosh pit coming out of ETC, and they are just melting.
Roasty toasty, triple kill.
Straight up madness. And now the Divine team with their siege camp able to get the bottom fort, and Bankai getting pinged. Team saying, let's go. But Malthael, however, does get Brightwing, so might actually be okay with the I can't even remember the name of that ability because nobody takes it.
Makes it out alive.
Tormented Souls, that's what it is. Rexar? What are we doing, Rexar? Oh, okay, nothing really. Looking at Bankai. But it's just Misha who's gonna die.
No.
Checking back
Save
up top
the
though.
bear.
Murden versus the Malthael with Phoenix and Brightwing as supporting cast. Murden with no mana though, and with an avatar, I mean that's extra percent damage and healing that Malthael gets. Here comes Deathwing and ETC with the slide. Oh, the knockback was too soon, but suddenly Deathwing with the stomp. ReGen Divine is like, you know what? Who needs a Dragon Knight? We got our own dragon. We don't need to worry about that. Let's just kill people.
They have double dragons.
Well, 1.5 dragons. Like a dragonling.
Brightwing's got a real dragon skin. Don't disrespect because she's small.
Yeah.
Short people matter too, Arrow.
Sure, but you know, she's really just a little dragon. All right, Rexar versus Malthael. Here we go. This is the matchup we've been wanting to see since the very beginning of the game, and Rexar is putting the hurt out onto to this Malthael.
But suddenly Brightwing.
And this is exactly what I was talking about at the beginning, where it just kind of depends. Malthael certainly can get in there. A Fear going out onto Malfurion, rather, is going to take him out. ETC is going to catch the Murden, and that's a stun.
Oh, no.
Do we see 4? Did they get 4?
Cassie's probably fine here.
Yeah, it looks like it.
She's a tough one.
Phoenix is going to flip top, though. So Malthael's going to be bottom in enough time to make sure that Red is not able to channel that. Not that anybody was even remotely nearby, right? I mean, Poe was over here. We had Phoenix up there at top, so that was just a defensive play. Jason says, "Isn't Brightwing the real dragon?" Makes sense to me. As a 100+ Brightwing player, I have to agree with you at least partially. Rexar's only got 1 boar out there. Who's it chasing? Tychus, I think? I don't think I've ever... I did not realize that could actually miss. It eventually just ran out. Malthael going in. I think there's a mosh. It got interrupted by sleep. Rock your W there, missing the Stormbolt. Does pop the stone form, maybe? No, just got extra healing out of his thing, but it didn't quite get where he needed. As Phoenix going down. Did get an interrupt on the Twilight Dream, though, so no silence. Rexar gonna fall. The Dragon Knight, however.
This might be game.
Dragonception.
Oh, the Deathwing and the Dragon Knight.
Yeah. Imagine Deathwing, the size of, you know, a building, squeezing into an itty little Dragon Knight that's twice the size of everybody else.
Clear. An entire raid happens on Deathwing's back. He's much larger than a building.
There's the ending mosh pit there by Bankai, just helping to secure the kill onto Cassie, but really just stalling things out to make sure that the dragon able to finish the game. And that's it. They do it. ReGen Divine coming in. 2-0 victory over Roll1Esports.
That was a really crazy game. There was so much rotation all over the place.
It was.
Ganks on ganks.
What happened there was like if you took a bag of dice and then just threw them out on a table and said, "Okay, what happened?" Right? Like just everything happened. We had people in weird lanes. We had 1-3-1s. We had 1-2-2s. We had mismatched hero fights. And then we had the moment that the game changed really heavily in Divine's favor. That 3-man mosh pit in the bot lane that opened up that bottom fort.
Yeah. That was pretty huge.
All right, gonna find out who we can get for our interview All right, so if you're there's 5 people who could come in for the interview, and it looks like in general, if I remember correctly, they may send different people. So who would you think that they're gonna send if they're gonna send anybody from the team here?
Jason.
I knew you were gonna say that, and I was about to say it won't be Jason.
We actually sent Rob to an interview in a match he didn't play in. Scoops did not appreciate it.
We've actually considered
his
doing the same
former
with
teammate.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we've considered doing that with Rec.
Jake bot graciously volunteering to be interviewed.
Oh, nice. There you go. Let's hop over to lobby 5.
Okay.
Okay.
Arrow, I predict we're gonna get Silent Shoe for the interview.
Oh, there you go. The predictions tonight are
and
on
also
point.
Yoda. Surprise, it's 2 of them.
Yoda.
Yeah, double.
Absolute Yoda.
All right, I
Got
suppose
double
we
dragon
can.
in here.
Yeah, we can allow this. That's reasonable. 1 second, I'm just fixing the overlay so that it doesn't look funky when we switch back to it. There we go. All right. ReGen Divine with the 2-0 victory over Roll1Esports. It's been approximately a week, almost to the day, not quite, since we last visited with each other after your last 2-0 victories. So tell me, how you guys feeling this week? What's happened since then? And yeah, let's start with that.
Yeah, man, I think we needed this win. It was another rough week in the life of ReGen Divine, as usual, seems to be. But yeah, we put in the work for it, so that's the good news there. We had, I think, 2 scrims this week, which is good.
Nice.
Yeah, communication came a long way this week. That's been our biggest struggle, and I think we're finally getting a grasp on it.
Awesome.
Talking is hard.
So you guys, yeah, no doubt, right? You guys were sitting at 16 points at the beginning of the night. You were tied with Artemis for, I guess, 5th, basically, depending on what your tiebreakers are like. So that puts you with 3 points. That's going to vault you all the way up to number 2, 1 point behind Team Rainbow Strike Go, who you defeated last week, 2-0. I mean, where do you guys see yourselves ending up this season? Are you number 1 contenders at this point?
We're not much of standings watchers. At least I'm not. Like, this is all news to me. The numbers we're getting that you're giving me. But like, our goal is just to get to the playoffs, and then hopefully, like, everything's meshing by that point, and then we'll take it as far as we can there.
Sure. So let's talk about these games. So Towers of Doom was from above, it looked like it was a difficult game. You guys had a struggle a little bit early with the Li Ming, really for a fair bit of the game, until suddenly it started to shift in your way. So how did you guys, what you talked about communication earlier, how did your communication shift to make sure that game switches into your favor?
We had some miscommunication early on a couple of those invades that didn't work out too great, but we cleaned it up. And then as far as the Li Ming went, like, I think Waffle and I just kind of paid more attention to her. It's kind of hard for Joe to do anything about it. Usually it's like the tank's gonna get in her face, but Joe's not that. He's not that kind of tank. So we just kind of got in her face a bit more. A little harder to get the resets like that, especially the over the wall that last one of those last tower shots. It was a crazy game. It felt like we were in okay position macro wise. We just needed to clean up our team fights a little, and we were able to do that by the end.
Absolutely. Yeah. You guys were not in a bad position in any way. Like you said, in the macro, you were ahead in XP throughout the bulk of that game. You know, some of like you said, the team fights just weren't going in your favor, and it was pretty much just Control-Alt-Delete from Li Ming, and then, you know, a little bit of extra damage from the rest of her team that kind of forced you guys to pull back. But you end up ending that game with a 6 cap. And so clearly there had to be some level of communication to allow that to happen. So how did you, like, what was that moment like when you were like, hey, we can make this happen?
So I think when we started realizing Li Ming was putting the pressure on the tank and the point, and she was kind of just running free in the back, I wasn't able to manage the heals there. I'd burned through my cooldowns before the fight even started, just taking poke damage. So once we were able to manage the engage a little better, and then manage the Li Ming and Gray main pressure so they just couldn't run free, I had a much easier time keeping everyone alive as the healer. So
That's on our
the fight,
macro, yeah.
Yeah, it picked up, and our longevity improved because I was able to cycle through cooldowns and just burning them right off the bat.
Right.
And that let us like put pressure macro-wise with the Falstad and the Hogger. So like that's what we needed really was like to survive one fight with a good trade, and we're gonna be able to take the towers down.
Sure. Before I get into game 2, Lulu, did you have any questions, comments, concerns about game number 1?
No, I think you pretty much covered it.
Okay. The second game, we go to Dragonshire, and this looked very obscure from our perspective. Like, we had shifts in like the 1-3-1s, the 1-2-2s, different matchups between like Malthael and Phoenix, and then the Rexar versus
People were moving
Deathwing.
all over the place at all times.
Yeah, it was quite a chaotic game, getting kills left and right. But it really opened up. Like the moment that it really shifted was that absolutely massive mosh in the bot lane as Deathwing just sits there and belches all over everybody and kills everybody. So was that an instantaneous decision, or was Bankai looking for, saying, hey, I think we can get this? Was there any communication about that at all, or were you guys just like, smoking a cigarette, enjoying your time?
I just told him, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. And the faith I put in him, he delivered.
That was an awesome mosh. They were looking. It was called in comms. Yeah. Comms cleaned up game 2, and I feel like as a team, you could feel it playing because we were all over the map. They had shenanigans going. People were going everywhere, and our biggest problem is communicating with the off lane. And that game, it was fully resolved. At that point, Arc was able to call. I was able to Z up, secure the poly, which ended the kill. And bot lane, you have ETC and Deathwing with Tychus rotating down, with me top lane or mid soaking, positioned ready to use my global to get down and join. So communication enabled us that entire game to just adapt, because our game plan wasn't to go in and do what happened. It changed and evolved as that game progressed.
Yeah, they threw what's the term? The monkey wrench at us with the Phoenix off lane up top and the Rexar bot. Like, that was not a planned Deathwing bot versus Rexar and Malthael top versus Phoenix. It just kind of grew into that. Just kind of the way it ended up. And so the 3-man did a really good job adjusting and kind of rotating around to help, because Phoenix should be able to beat Malthael usually, but we did a good job up there. And as for the mosh pit, it was great having as the DPS to be hands off with the ETC, since I'm just channeling too. So we're doing the dance.
Yeah, it worked really well. I thought that that was a smart adjustment on their part. Like you said, Phoenix really, can have that pressure against the Malthael, which makes it certainly more difficult. But there were multiple times in this game that bringing the Brightwing into play, made a huge difference. And the rotations were pretty clean. Whether it was Bankai, whether it was Waffle coming up with the Tychus, whether it was you phase shifting in, there was so much about the team's communication there that you could see on the game. And I have to say, the spam pings on Bankai after that mosh pit, by the way, Really good. A+. So, Lulu, any questions on game 2?
No, it was a lot of fun to watch. It's like, oh gosh, I don't know which lane to look in right now. There's stuff happening all over the map.
That's how I felt. I'm over here like, wait, do I watch top or do I watch bot? I don't know which lane I'm gonna need to see.
Just yell at me if you need me.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm just mapping around, standing in the middle lane, soaking, just not even watching my character half the time.
That was the nice thing about Deathwing.
Yeah, no worries.
It
It's really tough sometimes as Brightwing when you're having to pay attention to literally the entire map and pay attention to all of your team's health and try to be cautious about your phase shift so you don't put yourself in a terrible position trying to save somebody who just can't be saved while also saving people.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Normally saving Kai.
Good point. JakeBot brought this up. I brought it up in the middle of the cast. JakeBot says, why no Deathwing and Brightwing Skinergy?
That's on Yoda.
I have my dragon skin. It's my favorite.
The Emerald Dragon?
Yeah, the Emerald Dragon skin. I like the pose when you select it. When you lock it in.
The little
you could have
crouchy.
locked in with that skin and then changed the one to match the Deathwing.
Ooh.
Pro strats for next time.
Next level there, yeah.
Hey, we're gonna work on our synergy. I'm gonna have to do that next time.
Yep. That way, the enemy will never know if they're facing Brightwing or Deathwing. Because they'll look exactly the same with no differences.
Oh man, that would be awesome. I would
double dragon.
I love Brightwing even more.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead and Lulu, do you have anything else that you want to say at all? Any questions?
No.
All right.
Good.
Well then, guys, it's the floor is yours for any shoutouts.
You can go first, Yoda.
Honestly, I'd like to shout out just our team, putting in a lot of effort, lots of games. A lot of us are playing on the weekends. Cube, as our coach, has helped tremendously. Just getting to play, watch, learn, VOD reviews, the whole 9 yards. It's huge. But yeah, overall, just to our team, to putting in the effort to make, I would say, a comeback from the beginning of this season to where we've come now.
Sure. Yoda?
Oh, shoot, now. Yeah. Shout out to ReGen, of course, for supporting our team. Shout out to all my OSD peeps out there. Another shout out to the Cube, just because he deserves it. Double shout out. Shout out to you guys, of course, for casting us again. I think we're undefeated with Arrow casting 2-0, right?
That is an accurate statement.
Yeah, like MVP for you, man. You delivered those 2 wins. So. And Lulu, double MVP. Y'all both deserve the awards. Yeah, I think that's it for me. Appreciate you guys as always.
All right, guys.
Thank y'all for streaming.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for joining us. Good luck with. I think you probably have 1 or 2 matches left in the season. So good luck on that. Yeah.
Thank y'all.
Yep. Lulu, we can just stay in here. We don't need to flip over.
Okay.
So that's it. We've got 2-0 ReGen Divine over Roll1Esports in a flashy show. I mean, there were some really solid highlight moments in that match.
Yeah, for both teams too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, that Li Ming in game number 1 was I don't want to say putting in work, because if you're playing Li Ming and you're throwing orbs, is it really work? Like, it's quality entertainment and it's definitely quality ability, but it's just like I feel like you just kind of relax, just tossing out orbs.
Do you think those orbs make themselves, Arrow?
No.
She has to craft those all by hand.
True. Yeah. Fair enough. All right, Lulu. Anything for Twitch chat tonight? Anything you want to say to the fine, wonderful people out there, or maybe the people on YouTube if they come and watch this later?
Yeah, JakeBot is a dirty horde player, and Sylvanas burned down my tree, so we can't be friends anymore.
I did not think you were gonna say horde.
Arrow, please, I'm a lady.
I mean, fair. Well, good deal. Well, listen, everybody, thanks for joining us here. I'm Lulu. That's
What?
I'm Arrow. That's Lulu. That's what I get for looking at the screen and saying things.
It's after midnight. Time for you to go to bed, old man.
Hey, it's the wrong side, indeed. Yeah, so I'm Arrow. That's Lulu. It's been a great time. Clearly, having a good time over here in NGS land. Gonna see who can we raid tonight. I think I saw some interesting people out there. We have a couple of different options. I think I see where we're going. Do you want to make any predictions as to where we're going?
No, I got nothing. Is it NGS or is it Music Land?
It will be. There's nobody in Music Land that's awake, I think, at this point.
Okay.
So yeah, I would if they were awake, but we're streaming, but they're not. But you know, I don't know about you, but it feels like lately with the temperature getting a little warmer lately, maybe things are getting a little humid. You know, maybe a little moist.
Oh, is Venus raiding or doing the thing, casting?
That's what Venus is doing. So I think that we should go visit our friend Venus. And yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and start that raid. Thanks again, everybody, for being here. We really appreciate it. And have a great night. Thanks again to 52 Maple Syrup for the sub. Before I could get
and this is Arrow signing off. Good night.
Exactly. And I'm Lulu.